Are you struggling to find clothes that truly reflect who you are as you age? Do you feel like your wardrobe just doesn't feel you anymore, no matter how hard you try to update it? You're not alone. Studies show that 78% of women over 60 feel the same way, and I understand why. After 25 years of styling mature women, I've seen firsthand how the wrong prints can make you feel invisible instead of vibrant. But here's the good news. Your style doesn't have to fade with age. Today, I'm going to reveal 7 common prints that might be aging you and, more importantly, what to wear instead. Stick with me until the end because these aren't just fashion rules. These are practical solutions that I've used to transform the confidence of thousands of women. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which prints to avoid and, even better, what to wear to highlight your natural elegance. Whether you're tired of feeling stuck in outdated styles or you simply want to breathe new life into your wardrobe, this video is for you. So, if you want to feel vibrant, confident, and more yourself than ever in your clothes, keep watching. Plus, I'll share styling tips that work perfectly for women our age, so you'll never second-guess your print choices again. Ready to make some amazing style shifts? Let's dive in. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. 1. Thin horizontal stripes. Let me share with you a story about Margaret, a vibrant and graceful 68-year-old grandmother from Denver, who came to me a little frustrated and a lot confused about her wardrobe. I've always adored nautical styles, she confessed, her eyes sparkling with nostalgia as she held up a collection of thin, striped tops from her closet. But lately, they just don't look right on me anymore. There she was, a woman with a love for timeless classic fashion, struggling to make those familiar stripes work for her. I could sense her disappointment, and I knew exactly how she felt. It's a challenge that many women over 60 face, a style dilemma that, thankfully, is so easy to overcome. After working with mature women for many years, I've come to realize that certain style choices, especially those thin horizontal stripes, can have an unintended effect as we age. Those delicate, closely spaced stripes in high contrast colors like navy and white or black and white often don't work in our favor. I'm talking about those slim, narrow stripes that are on everything, from casual t-shirts to cozy sweaters. At first glance, they look crisp, neat, and well-structured when you see them on a hanger. But the reality is that they can often create a visual illusion that flattens our natural curves, and instead of enhancing our shape, they sometimes highlight areas we might not want to draw attention to. This happens because, as we age, our body's proportions naturally shift. Our curves change, our posture evolves, and our skin loses some of its youthful elasticity. What many fashion magazines won't tell you is that these seemingly innocent stripes can amplify those subtle changes in our bodies, making us feel less than our best. But the truth is, no woman, no matter her age, deserves to feel anything less than stunning in the clothes she wears. And if that wasn't enough, when those stripes are positioned too close together, they can create an almost dizzying effect, which isn't just visually unflattering. It can be jarring to the eyes. The stripes pull the eye in so many directions, making it hard to focus, and that can strain not just the wearer but those around her, too. It's an effect that, I believe, can make a person feel uneasy rather than confident. But here's the best part. You don't have to give up stripes altogether. Stripes are timeless, and there's no reason why you can't still enjoy them. The key is in choosing the right kind of stripes. Instead of going for those thin, closely packed stripes, opt for broader, more spaced-out versions that offer a fresh, flattering look. I remember working with Margaret to find a new striped top, a beautiful navy and cream boat neck shirt with stripes about an inch wide. The transformation was astonishing. Margaret stood in front of the mirror, and her face lit up with a radiant smile. I feel so sophisticated again, she said, her eyes gleaming with joy. I don't feel like I'm trying to wear my daughter's clothes anymore. It was a moment that made me feel grateful for the power of simple style tweaks. Margaret, who once felt frustrated and out of place, left that day feeling elegant, confident, and utterly herself again. It was a reminder of how the right clothes can make us feel like the best version of ourselves, no matter our age. 2. Overwhelming tropical prints. Let's delve into the second type of print I want to talk about, overwhelming tropical prints. I will always remember the first time I saw Susan, a spirited 72-year-old woman from sunny Florida, walk into my consulting room wearing what she fondly referred to as her vacation uniform. She had on a loose, breezy tunic splashed with an array of vibrant tropical prints: palm trees, bright hibiscus flowers, exotic birds, and fruit, all jostling for attention like a colorful parade. As she sat down with a sigh, she confessed, "I thought it would make me look fun and energetic, but my granddaughter says it's a bit much." Tropical prints. They seem like the perfect way to bring a slice of vacation into our everyday lives, don't they? Those bold, cheerful patterns promise sunshine and carefree moments. But when the design is too busy, when there's an overload of palm leaves, hibiscus blooms, toucans, pineapples, and bright, clashing colors, it's easy to feel like you're drowning in an explosion of color. It's as if you're trying to wear an entire Hawaiian luau on your body, and it's no longer an accessory to your life but the star of the show. But here's the thing. It's not just about the print itself, it's about what these overly busy designs do to our presence. As we age, our radiance, our elegance, becomes so important. Our beauty should shine through effortlessly, but when tropical prints become too chaotic, they steal our spotlight. Many of my clients, just like Susan, have told me that they feel swallowed up by the aggressive patterns, lost behind the overwhelming foliage and birds. And let's not even start on the fabric choices. These prints often come in synthetic materials that aren't particularly kind to mature skin. In the warmer months, these fabrics can feel uncomfortable and stifling, robbing you of the very joy that a tropical print is supposed to bring. But here's the beautiful secret I shared with Susan, one that I hold near and dear. You don't have to abandon the tropical vibe altogether. You can still embrace the fun, light-hearted energy of tropical prints without feeling like you're being consumed by them. The trick is to choose prints that focus on one or two elements instead of an entire jungle scene. A crisp white blouse adorned with a few elegant navy palm leaves, or a delicate dress featuring soft, serene orchids in pastel blues and greens. These simple, refined prints allow you to enjoy the tropical spirit without sacrificing sophistication. It's about finding that perfect balance where the print enhances your style, not overwhelms it. 3. Tiny polka dots. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Let me paint a picture for you, something that unfolded just last month in my consultation room. A moment so filled with both emotion and personal reflection. Patricia, a 70-year-old retired teacher from Chicago, entered with such grace, wearing her beloved polka dot dress. This dress had seen its fair share of life's milestones, countless school events, celebrations, and the joy of teaching young minds. "I've always adored polka dots," she said with a soft, nostalgic smile, almost as if she could still hear the echoes of her students' laughter. "But now, when I wear this dress with its tiny dots, it feels as though I'm wearing the old curtains from my classroom." You could sense the bittersweetness in her voice, the unspoken struggle of holding onto the past while moving forward. I'm sure you've seen these tiny, delicate polka dots, the ones that cover fabrics like confetti scattered too thinly, too quickly. Something is charming about them at first glance, but when you take a moment to look, you'll notice that when these dots are packed too closely together, they start to feel overwhelming. They're the kind that might have once felt playful, but now they seem to overwhelm the eye. They don't quite have the same sophistication that comes with age and experience. It's almost like trying to read fine print without your reading glasses. Too much to take in at once, and not quite the clarity you deserve. Over the years of working with wonderful women like Patricia, I've learned something invaluable. Tiny, busy polka dots can age a look rather than elevate it. When these dots are too small and too packed together, they create a visual chaos that detracts from the grace and beauty we've honed over the years. They make the eyes tire quickly, almost like trying to focus on too many things at once. And in that flurry of patterns, what often gets lost? The most important part of the outfit is you. The elegance of your posture, the warmth of your smile, the confidence that shines through your eyes. Those are the things that should be in focus, the things that should stand out above any design. As much as I adore the classic femininity that polka dots can bring, I can't help but feel that we deserve patterns that reflect the sophistication we've earned. Something that complements, not competes with, the wisdom and confidence that comes with age. It's about enhancing the essence of who we are, beautiful, timeless, and powerful. 4. Bold animal prints. Grace, a spirited and deeply engaging 75-year-old woman from Atlanta, walked into my office one afternoon, her usual energetic demeanor tinged with a slight uncertainty. She clutched her beloved leopard print dress, a piece of clothing that had been a constant companion for years, worn for every special event, from birthday celebrations to dinner parties, even for family gatherings and moments of personal triumph. As she held it out, she smiled fondly at the fabric, but there was an unmistakable sadness in her eyes. "My daughter says it's a bit too bold now," she confided in a quiet, almost hesitant voice. "But I don't want to let go of my spots completely." The weight of her words hung in the air, and I could feel the deep emotional connection she had to this dress. For Grace, it was more than just an outfit. It was a symbol of her youth, her independence, and her enduring sense of style. It was a part of her identity, a testament to her confidence and the woman she had always been, and the thought of abandoning it seemed almost like abandoning a piece of herself. This scenario, as personal as it was to Grace, is something that resonates with so many of us. The dilemma of holding on to things that define us, even as time and others push us to evolve, is a powerful one. How do we strike that delicate balance between staying true to our roots and adapting to the changes in our appearance, lifestyle, or even in how we're perceived by others? Grace's question wasn't just about her leopard print dress. It was about a deeper issue that transcends clothing. How to maintain the essence of who we are while embracing the inevitable changes that come with age. When we talk about bold animal prints, we're referring to those eye-catching designs that demand attention. Leopard spots that pop with neon brightness, zebra stripes that stretch wide and wild, and tiger patterns in vibrant hues that almost feel out of place. These prints have a certain raw energy to them. They scream confidence, defiance, and an unapologetic sense of style. Yet, as stunning as these prints can be, there's a fine line between standing out in a bold, empowering way and letting the clothing wear you instead of the other way around. When these prints are too loud, too exaggerated, they run the risk of overshadowing everything else. The poise, the grace, the inherent elegance that comes naturally with age. It's like trying to have a quiet, meaningful conversation with someone while a brass band plays right in your ear. It's impossible to focus on the words when the noise is overwhelming. The real challenge with these over-the-top animal prints is not just their intensity but the way they can clash with our personal growth and evolution. As we age, something beautiful happens. Our presence becomes more refined, more serene, and more sophisticated. We become more at ease with who we are, and we start to radiate a quiet strength. There's a certain magic in embracing the wisdom of experience, and with it comes an elegance that speaks without shouting. In many ways, the clothing we choose can mirror this evolution. But when we wear animal prints that feel garish, too artificial, or overly bold, it becomes harder to maintain that harmony between our outer appearance and inner peace. These prints can feel jarring, competing with our natural grace rather than enhancing it. They can make us feel like we're no longer in control of the message we're sending, like we're wearing a costume rather than expressing our true selves. It's a sentiment I've heard often from my clients, and Grace's words reflect this common fear. "I just don't feel like me anymore when I wear it," she shared, holding the dress up to her chest. It's like I'm trying to fit into something I used to be. It's this disconnection between the outer self and the inner self that creates the discomfort. As much as she loved the print and its association with her vibrant past, Grace was coming to realize that her sense of style had evolved. She was no longer the young woman who wore bold patterns to stand out in the crowd. She was a woman of substance with a life rich in experience, and her wardrobe, in turn, needed to reflect that new phase in her life. Many older adults express similar feelings when it comes to fashion. Over the years, we develop a more refined sense of style that is less about drawing attention and more about reflecting who we are at this stage of life. The desire is no longer to make a bold statement or to fit into the trends that once defined us, but instead to wear pieces that complement our growth, enhance our comfort, and celebrate the quiet beauty of aging. This is where we begin to move away from clothing that makes us feel like we're hiding behind it, whether it's loud animal prints or other trends that don't serve us anymore, and gravitate toward pieces that allow our true selves to shine through. It's not about completely abandoning the boldness of youth. It's about finding a way to translate that energy into something that's more aligned with who we've become, a person who is confident, elegant, and at peace with their journey. There's a wisdom in embracing subtlety, in selecting clothing that doesn't scream for attention but gently invites admiration. It's not that animal prints can't be worn as we age. They can be incorporated into a wardrobe with the right balance, subtlety, and intention. But when these prints become too loud, too gaudy, they tend to drown out the inner elegance we've cultivated over the years. The trick is to choose pieces that highlight our inherent beauty rather than overshadow it. It's about wearing clothes that feel like an extension of who we are, not a mask that hides us. When we wear something that makes us feel like our most authentic selves, it allows us to walk through the world with confidence. For Grace, it wasn't about discarding her beloved leopard print dress, but rather finding a way to integrate it into a wardrobe that spoke to her evolving style. She had the wisdom to understand that her style had changed, and she embraced that change with grace. I'm confident that, together, we would find the perfect balance. One that allowed her to keep a piece of her past while also embracing the refined elegance of her present self. In the end, it's not about the patterns we wear or the prints we choose. It's about how we feel in the clothes we put on. The right outfit should never feel like a costume. It should feel like a reflection of the person we've become, a testament to the strength, beauty, and grace we've cultivated throughout our lives. 5. Tiny busy patterns. Jean, a truly graceful 73-year-old from Seattle, came to me last spring with a closet full of petite floral print dresses. Each one was carefully chosen, with small flowers adorning the fabric, and she smiled as she said, "I thought smaller prints would be more age-appropriate." Her voice held a mix of uncertainty and a touch of regret. But somehow, when I wear them, I feel like I'm fading into the wallpaper. Her words hit me with an unexpected punch, and I immediately realized how much this sentiment echoes the experiences of so many women, especially those of us in our later years. We've been led to believe that smaller, more delicate prints are the safe choice, the ones that are automatically more suitable for older women. But, in reality, this assumption couldn't be further from the truth. Jean's story is a stark reminder that smaller patterns often don't have the effect we hope for. They can sometimes leave us feeling invisible, like we're blending into the background rather than standing out. I've seen this happen countless times. Tiny prints, whether they're little flowers, intricate geometric shapes, or abstract designs, all packed so tightly together that they almost become a blur. On paper, these might seem like the perfect choice, conservative, modest, and age-appropriate. But in practice, they don't always serve our goals of feeling vibrant, confident, and stylish. These busy patterns, as I like to call them, can create a visual complexity that works against us rather than for us. They don't highlight our personality. Instead, they drown it out. It's as though the print itself becomes the focal point, overshadowing who we are as individuals. When you're wearing something that you feel diminishes your presence rather than enhancing it, it can be incredibly frustrating and disheartening. I understand the desire to play it safe with smaller patterns, but let me tell you, style doesn't have to be about blending in. It's about showing up and owning your space with confidence and grace. And, as we get older, that becomes even more important. We deserve to wear clothes that make us feel seen, vibrant, and full of life, not as though we're fading away into the background. That's why I always encourage women to explore bolder patterns and styles, things that reflect their strength and personality, rather than hiding them behind tiny, crowded prints. You've earned the right to stand out, not shrink away. 6. High contrast prints. Martha, a dynamic and spirited 71-year-old from Dallas, walked into my office one afternoon wearing a dress that could only be described as a happy dress. It was a statement piece, bold, vibrant, and brimming with energy. The print was a wild combination of bright red, electric blue, and neon yellow, each color clashing with the others in a way that was impossible to ignore. As she stood there, beaming with pride, she explained, "I just love bright colors. They make me feel so alive, so full of energy." But my friend told me it was too jarring. Now, I'm asking myself, am I too old for bold colors? Her question was sincere, almost vulnerable, and it immediately struck a chord with me. It's something I hear often, especially from older adults. How do we continue to wear the things that make us feel good, like vibrant prints and bold colors, while maintaining a sense of elegance as we age? How do we balance our love for expressive fashion with the desire to present ourselves in a more refined and graceful way as we grow older? It's a fine line to walk, and I completely understand the tug-of-war between wanting to embrace the joy and exuberance that comes with bright colors and the societal expectations of how appropriate it is for older individuals to wear them. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. When we talk about high contrast prints, those that mix colors that are drastically different from one another, what we're looking at are combinations that can be eye-catching, energetic, and sometimes even overwhelming. Think of a combination like jet black paired with neon pink or electric blue set against bright orange. These prints can create an effect that draws all attention to the clothes themselves rather than highlighting the person wearing them. There's a certain visual tension that occurs, and while it might look exciting or daring on some, it can also overshadow our natural radiance, making it harder for our inner beauty to shine through. It's almost as if the clothes are shouting for attention, competing with our unique personality instead of complementing it. This made me think about how we change, not just in our bodies as we age, but in our sense of self and what we want to convey to the world. There's an undeniable beauty in aging with confidence and embracing the wisdom and experience that come with the passing years. However, I also believe that there's a gentler, more harmonious way to dress that enhances our elegance without us feeling the need to scream for attention. As we grow older, our style can evolve into something that reflects not just our personality but also our peace and comfort with who we are. It's about wearing what feels right, not necessarily what is in or what others expect of us. Color can be such a powerful tool of expression. It's joyful and playful, and it can truly lift our spirits. But there's also beauty in color harmony, a balance where colors complement rather than compete. And when I think about that balance, I imagine Martha's bright red, electric blue, and neon yellow dress not as an explosion of color but as an opportunity for a more sophisticated version of joy. A version that doesn't overpower but rather enhances her glow. As we get older, the goal should be to highlight our natural grace, elegance, and wisdom, letting those things take center stage. We don't have to sacrifice vibrancy to achieve that. Just maybe choose prints and color combinations that allow us to shine softly rather than loudly. So, dear Martha, while your happy dress is undeniably full of spirit, I'd encourage you to explore other prints and color combinations that allow your joyful personality to shine through without having the print steal the show. Imagine deep burgundy or a warm mustard yellow that still speaks to your love for color, but in a way that invites others to appreciate the full spectrum of who you are, both the vibrancy of your spirit and the beauty of your life lived with grace. Age is a gift, and as we grow older, we shouldn't be afraid to wear what makes us feel confident, alive, and radiant. But let's do it in a way that's harmonized with who we've become. Elegance doesn't have to mean dull or muted. It simply means finding the colors that make us feel our best and wearing them with the pride of knowing that we are, quite simply, enough. 7. Chaotic abstract prints. Eleanor, a wonderfully spirited 68-year-old retired art teacher from Boston, walked into my office one afternoon, her face revealing a mixture of nostalgia and frustration. She was wearing what she affectionately called her museum-inspired blouse, a bold, chaotic explosion of colors and shapes. The fabric seemed to swirl and splash in every direction, with random, jagged edges and splatters of color scattered across it. To the untrained eye, it could have been an art piece itself, but to Eleanor, it felt like a battle. With a sigh, she shared, "I want to stay artistic, but lately, I feel like I'm wearing a Jackson Pollock painting that's constantly fighting with my natural elegance." There was a genuine, vulnerable sadness in her voice, one that resonated with me deeply. Now, let's take a moment to explore these bold, chaotic, abstract prints, the ones that seem like the artist's palette exploded and splattered across the fabric. At first glance, they may seem like a statement of individuality and creativity, a powerful expression of artistic freedom. But, my friends, there's a fine line between creative expression and visual overwhelm. When these prints get too busy, filled with random shapes, jagged lines, and clashing colors, it's easy to lose the essence of elegance and grace that many of us, especially as we age, cherish and seek to preserve. Instead of a harmonious display of creativity, we're left with a sense of confusion and visual noise, almost like trying to admire every single painting in an entire gallery at once. It's just too much, too overwhelming for the eye to focus on anything of true beauty. Fashion, like art, should evoke feelings of confidence, comfort, and joy. When you're draped in a whirlwind of chaotic patterns, it can distract from your natural elegance, and that's not what we want as we age. We want our clothing to complement, not fight with, who we are. And trust me, there's a time and a place for wild patterns, but for everyday sophistication, less truly can be more. Let's focus on making a statement, not causing a visual commotion. As we wrap up today's conversation, I want to thank you for joining me in exploring the delicate balance between artistic expression and elegance in fashion, especially as we age. We've learned how chaotic abstract prints, while exciting and bold, can sometimes overpower our natural beauty and sophistication. It's all about finding harmony, whether in our clothes, our lives, or how we express ourselves creatively. So, what have you learned from today's video? How can you incorporate these insights into your wardrobe and lifestyle? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please leave a comment below with one thing you've learned today and how you plan to bring it into your life moving forward. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content that helps you live a more fulfilling, stylish, and graceful life. Your support means so much to us. Thank you for being part of this community.